This is EB3, speaking the truth in love, and I just come on for a few minutes to give you guys a word of encouragement. If you like this video and want more content like it, like, subscribe, and drop a comment and share. I was just thinking a lot about, like I said on an earlier video, a lot of the things that are happening, how short life can be when you think about eternity. I mean, at the most you're going to live to be 100. That is still nothing compared to eternity. People think differently. Some people don't have any belief whatsoever in God, which is an atheist. Some people believe that there's just many ways to God, which is so many different type of religions feel that way. I'm not going to go into all of that. But we over here as Christ followers, Jesus Christ followers, we believe there's only one way to get to heaven, right? One way to get to God. And Jesus himself said that if you come through any other way, then you come as a thief. So my question is, how can one say that they are Christian? See, I understand why the atheists believe what they believe, because they just don't believe there's a God. So if there's no God, there's no really moral balance to do it. I mean, you don't have anything to answer to. You just do good according to what you feel is good, and you're not worried about life after death, because there's no such thing if you're an atheist, right? I understand that. I understand how a lot of other religions, people, paganism, the religions that have many gods, like the Greeks, Greek mythology. I understand their way of thinking. I get that. But what I don't understand is how somebody who claim to be a true believer in Jesus Christ can think that there's another way to heaven, or to think that there is no life. Once you're dead, that's it. So just live it up for the most part. Have a good time, do what you want to do, because there's no consequences. You get all your consequences here on earth. Okay? I don't understand how you can think that and say that you are a true believer in Jesus Christ, that you are a Christ follower. And like I said before, not this new Christ, not this new Jesus that they've made up, but the one who was in the Bible, the Holy Scriptures. That Jesus said that he came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill the law. That Jesus said he came from above, that he came from the Father. All through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelations, there is talk about life after death. And I just don't understand how you can be a true believer in Jesus Christ and say that it's not so. So what that tells me is you are not a true believer of Jesus Christ. You have a form of godliness, but you are denying the power of God. You have a form of godliness. You have a knowledge of God. You have a knowledge of God, but you don't have a relationship with God. You have a knowledge of God, but you don't have a true understanding of God, because again, you don't have a real relationship with God. And so I admonish you, if you are one of these people who believe that they're a Christian, who feel like they are following Jesus Christ, but you don't believe that what the Bible says, the plain things that the Bible says. There's some things that can be kind of interpreted some kind of way. But for the most part, there are some things are just plain as plain can be. And it amazes me how many people will say, well, that ain't in the Bible, I ain't never read it. But have you read it? Do you have enough relationship with God that you want to read 1 or 2 scriptures a day and try to get an understanding of those 1 or 2 scriptures that you can read today? I want to admonish you, want to encourage you to rethink, to go back and examine exactly where you are. And I'm not telling you to do anything that I don't do. I often examine myself, because the one thing I don't want to do is think that I am walking in a way, and I'm not. I think when we stand before God, and when we get to heaven, the ones that make it to heaven, we're gonna see some people in heaven that we didn't think were gonna be there. But for those that go to hell, with everlasting burning, the lake of fire, where there's gnashing of teeth, where there's nothing but torment, where you can't get no water, just a tip of water to cool you down. I think there's going to be some people there that don't think that they're going to be there, because they're not believing and they're not following the right Jesus. That is one of the saddest things and the scariest things in the Bible. We got to take this thing serious. We've got to make sure that we are walking with God, not part-time. We're not friends with God. Like, I'll say this, maybe you do need to be friends with God. You're friends with God, but you're not an associate of God, because that's a different relationship. To be a friend is intimate, but to be an associate is just, yeah, I know him, but we ain't all that. We not that cool. Find out exactly where you are. Are you a true friend of God? Are you a true follower of Jesus Christ? Or are you an associate? Or are you just one who's in it for the fish and the loaves? Anyway, this has been EB3. Anyway, this has been EB3, speaking the truth in love. Again, if you like this content, if it gave you food for thought and you want more like it, like, subscribe, drop a comment. And yeah, drop a comment. Give me your thoughts about what I'm talking about. Anyway, be blessed, be a blessing, and I am out.